All right. We're in it. We'll give people a second to file in, but we're live. Episode 142 of Rows 1 through 10. I'm in a fucking great mood tonight. Derek's grinding on some race cars over there with Scott, but
live from the 986 shop. We're having ourselves a little rap party here, late night rap party as it's approaching 9:30. So past my bedtime, but yeah, here we are live on the YouTube, live from a different location, on location 986 shop.
Hell yeah. I'm in a fucking great mood personally tonight. We got a Chase Elliott win on Sunday. My Dega weekend is officially starting tomorrow. We're going to Tuscaloosa to see Riley Green. My buddy's flying down from Maryland, and then we're heading to Dega Friday morning. So my Dega weekend is officially about to commence, and I'm celebrating, obviously, the siren ringing, Chase back in victory lane. Long overdue. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to do this show. It's one I've been looking forward to for once this week. I get to talk some shit. So I always look forward to it. And then obviously going to Dega. Yeah, I mean, you used to go all the time. I'm sure you're planning on getting back eventually. You already know it's the fucking best weekend of the year.
Definitely one of the best party scenes on the circuit. What's that?
So if we weren't racing, we'd be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know every year when the schedule comes out, I always look for what weekend is Talladega and if we're racing on that weekend. So
you might need to give the spotter a weekend.
What's that?
He needs to give the spotter a weekend off one of these Dega weekends.
Spotter I'm going to take off is the problem.
Yeah, maybe
got a hot rod like I think we're going to have on Saturday night. It's fun out there, man. We have a good time.
Yeah, no, I get it. Especially like if you think you have a chance to win, it's like you don't know how many of those opportunities you're gonna have, so you don't want to let them go to waste. Because I know you guys have gotten your fair share of wins, but whenever you guys can beat that 12 car, I know it's special. Which, by the way, sorry I couldn't make it on Monday. I was having all kinds of issues. I'll talk to you about that off the fucking air if you need to. But yeah, issues nevertheless. But I think they're fucking taken care of now. But I couldn't make it on Monday. But I was able to check out the show with Tyler. Great show. Excited for you guys getting into the season, man. And congrats to Tyler on another win. I know you guys hate it, but you know he's they got their shit figured out. So
he's a good dude. So you always like to see when the good guys win. Obviously we do beat him because he's their top competitor. But yeah, we knew
you guys are
basically out of the box, huh?
Zach and Tyler are basically like Earnhardt and Gordon. It's like you like them both. Like they're both like fucking cool. Like they're both from different like upbringings and stuff. Obviously, like Zach's the kid and you know Tyler's the fucking wily veteran. But you guys have the field smoked most weeks. So yeah, I've kind of thought about Zach and Tyler like the Earnhardt rivalry of your series.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I'd say more rusty than Earnhardt. I ain't giving Tyler that 3 title.
Yeah, but nonetheless, good Mini Cup Monday episode with Tyler Warner. And like I said, I think everybody in the series is looking forward to racing with the Cars Tour. A lot of eyeballs will be on the series again this weekend with that. So yeah, I think we're all excited to go down there and hopefully put on a good show. So yeah, go back and check out the Mini Cup Monday with Tyler. That was a good episode. To kick off the Mini Cup Monday series for this year. And, yeah, so hopefully we can go get a win this weekend.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We've been grinding the shop here all week, and like I said, doing a rap party right now. We didn't have the rap in time for last weekend's race, but we're getting it in now, so we're ready.
What so is it so you just ran last year's rap in the race this week?
Yeah, last year's body. This is a whole new body we got that we're going to be debuting this weekend. And
is it a new design or is it same sort of design?
Same design, but different.
Well, okay. Make the announcement.
The manufacturer?
Yeah.
I would say I didn't know what I could say on air, but Bossman here says
go ahead and do it. I mean, Zach's not here, but...
we're gonna we'll break some news here. We are switching to Ford for this year. The sponsor wanted to be a Ford affiliate, and we actually got the Dark Horse Mustang decals for this thing.
Fuck
So,
yeah, dude, that's sick.
Cup Series. We actually got it from one of the Cup Series teams.
yeah, we had them.
We have the graphics made up, and so Zach is going to be in the number 86 Ford Dark Horse Mustang this year, and I'm still running my Chevy Camaro. Because,
Still metadata.
Still metadata. Metadata's coming back.
If anybody was watching that, you go back and pause that. See the scheme. I gave a little teaser.
It's Cowboy Jack still with you.
Cowboy Jack's is coming back on board with us.
Nice.
We've got, let's see here. Who else have we got? Mechanics Wear, Cha Lu, Cutting Edge EDC. It's a knife company. If you haven't been to their website, Travis, I know you like knives. Go check them out. They're a great little local company here in Fredericksburg. Cutting Edge EDC, I think, .com. Go check them out. Help them out, because you help them, they help us. We got LTC Solutions coming back on board, Nick's Heating and Cooling. Our friends with the Goodman Fisk Band out of Jersey, they're coming back on board. They came for the last race last year and thought that was really a successful partnership. So, and we're going to get up one weekend when we're off and go up to Jersey.
That's what's up. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep up with you guys this year. Like I said, I hope I know a lot of your races are going to be on Flow, so whenever I'm around and able to check them out, I'm certainly Derek. You might need to hook me up with some links. You already know, but if they're out there, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be trying to check you guys out when I can, and hopefully try it. So I'll have to look at the schedule and definitely try to make a race. I wasn't able to make it to one last year, but I was the year before, so I'll have to get in and look at the schedule and definitely try to plan a trip this year because I've been looking forward to getting back to one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 or 3 at South Boston. I think 3.
Right now it's 2.
But to be announced, yeah, hopefully a 3rd. But yeah, so definitely come out. I think one of those is with the Cars Tour, which would be a big event for us again. That's later in the season. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. Not to dive too much into the mini cups, but yeah, always good to talk about those. Shine some light onto the series. Certainly while we're over here working on the car, grinding it out.
And I wasn't there to talk about it on Monday, so I definitely want to at least show my support since I wasn't on the show Monday. Talk about it with you guys a little bit. So
yeah, for sure. But yeah, let's get into some NASCAR stuff. Did you triple header for the weekend? What were you able to watch? You got to watch trucks?
I did not see trucks. I saw the finish for Xfinity. I didn't see the race, but obviously it was hard to miss that finish. So I was able to catch that. And I was able to watch on and off Cup. I was driving and watching the race, driving back from a beach trip that was not fun, but nevertheless driving back from it. And I was watching the race at the same time. So I was in and out tuning in.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. Watched most of trucks. Didn't catch really any of Xfinity. Had it on, and I didn't see the finish live. But then Zach was in the trailer as I was turning wrenches, and he was like, "Bro, look at this shit,
bro."
And that was crazy. Yeah,
I was literally sitting on the beach on Saturday, getting burnt to hell, and Bailey, he'd been on here before, just FaceTimes me. He's like, "Dude, are you watching this fucking race?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Ryan fucking Sieg's about to win a race."
Yeah, legitimately, Ryan Sieg drove to the front.
So I was gonna ask that because, I didn't go back and watch it. So it was not a strategy or anything. He was up there.
No, nothing crazy strategy. I mean, obviously he probably employed some strategy to get some track position to get up there, but it was just straight up from what I saw, just straight up raw speed. It got him up there. So. Pretty impressive stuff from that team. That's definitely a guy that's knocking on the door of his first career win.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. He's
he might
a
get
guy
for it this weekend. I don't know what you were planning on picking, but I
pick a number out of a hat. Why not fucking Ryan Sieg?
I bet on Ryan Sieg at Daytona and Talladega so many times because I'm he's gonna. It was the same with Brandon back in the day. It's Ryan Sieg and Brandon. I felt the same way about both of them. They're gonna win one of these fucking things eventually.
Yep.
So yeah, I used to always bet on. Of course, the one he won, I didn't bet on him, but I would bet on Brandon all the time at Daytona and Talladega. Been he's gonna, and same thing with Ryan Sieg. I remember I was at my first Dega race was 2021 spring, and I was at that Xfinity race, or that was my second Dega race. Either way, I was at that Xfinity race. It was the one where Jeb Burton got his first win. That was rain shortened, and like the lap before the rain came, Sieg was leading, and I had him like plus 5,000 to win. I was like shitting my pants, and I was like watching the clouds come in too. I was like, "Come on, motherfucker!"
Yeah, I mean, I'll spoil it right now. The books are a little bit on it. It's plus 3,000 right now, as I just looked, but still pretty good odds. But yeah, the books are a little bit on it. They know that he's got some speed, that they're showing some speed.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, not a bad pick. But no, yeah, super exciting finish for Xfinity. Like I said, I didn't get to watch. I really wasn't in tune to any of the races this weekend. I mean, I watched trucks, most of it, but we were still at the bar, and you know how that is. You don't have sound. You don't really know what's going on.
All I want to say about trucks real quick, like neither of us watched the race, but like that Kyle's scheme was one of the best paint schemes I've ever seen. That thing was fucking sick.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Zach didn't like it, did he? The real tree?
Siegs?
No, Kyle Busch.
Oh,
right? You talking about Kyle Busch?
the real tree truck.
Yeah, I liked it.
That's either you love it or hate it scheme.
I think so.
I think if they had done a camo top with a neon 7 on the roof, I think that scheme would have really popped. But I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I didn't hate it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I always like day glow orange. I mean, that's my favorite color. So I would have liked to see day. Yeah, well, yeah.
Color
I was saying I got a roll of tape right here, day glow orange. So I would have liked to see day glow orange numbers.
I mean, dude, like he won on Sunday. We're talking about day glow orange real quick, not to cut you off, but like he won on Sunday. Like this last year's Chase Elliott Hooters scheme was like my favorite scheme of the year. Like with like the day glow orange numbers and the black. Like I'm kind of mad they changed it this year. Like I like the one this year too, but I don't think the one this year that he won in on Sunday is anywhere near as good as last year's.
Yeah, I think last year's had less orange in it, which I like. Like you can't have too much. Like this year's has too much day glow orange for me.
I can look. There's my ass a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You got to have subtle day glow orange and then make it pop.
And I like that fucking teal they had on it last year too. I know it's like a little bit of a weird color combo, but like I dig. That's why I got this hat. Like I wear this hat I wear this hat more than any other hat in my closet now. Like it's a fucking sweet design. So and I figured I definitely had to pull out the 9 gear for this show because I am very happy to see Chase back in victory lane. I guess that's a good transition to Cup. But
yeah, go ahead.
Well, that obviously Xfinity finish incredible. I mean, definitely bummed for Sieg though, because it would have been cool to see him win that. But Sam Mayer, man, he is. He's on
one.
Yeah, like it took him a while to. I feel like fully like bloom, but like he's a guy. Like he's got championship.
I mean, that's the thing is these guys are just literally kids when they come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You expect them to go out and perform. It's like, no, they're racing against grown men. They're not going to just go out and light the world on fire.
And not everybody's fucking Ty Gibbs where they fucking have just.
Yeah, or Joey Logano where they just right off the bat are fast and, lighting it up. So.
Yeah.
It just takes some time. And, I mean, good to see Sam blossoming into a heck of a wheelman. I mean, can win on just about any type of racetrack. It seems like a heck of a road course racer. And then goes out this weekend and gets that 1.5 mile win. So, yeah, impressive stuff from him for sure of late.
Before we get to Cup, by the way, so we've got 20 people watching right now. So if you're watching, please subscribe to the YouTube, drop a like. If you're on my Twitter or the Rose 1 through 10 Twitter, obviously follow, give a retweet, whatever you do. Just show some support. Drop a comment in here. Say what's up. I don't know. I imagine probably not a lot of people. This is probably mostly from Twitter. The people watching right now, so I don't think they can comment. But
there's no comments on Twitter.
I don't think so. No, I'd have to go back and check, but I don't think so. I mean, but I started throwing them on Twitter and not just the YouTube because I figured it's just an easy way to get more eyes on it because it pops like right up in your feed.
Yeah,
so that's what I started doing with the basketball show we were doing too. And then there we go. We got a comment. Who's in here? Curtis.
What's up, Kurt?
Hell yeah. Good to hear from Kurt. Speaking of Kurt, you can comment. Or we're 600 in this year, right? Is that the plan? You're in. I'm sure Drew will be there. sure Kurt will. Hopefully, Kurt's going to be there.
Kurt, are you watching on Twitter or YouTube?
He's on Twitter because he commented on Twitter. It shows like the little.
Oh yeah, I see it now. X, yeah, okay, that's cool. Well, I mean, I'm excited for 600. I don't know. We talk about Cup.
You're going Wilkesboro too, right? You're doing the back-to-back again.
Yep.
I just don't give a shit about the All-Star race, whether it's Wilkesboro or fucking wherever. It's like it was cool last year, but I'm just like it's the All-Star race. I just can't get excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more excited probably for the late model stuff than anything.
So you're doing the whole week again?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man. You guys just gotta fucking do 2 weeks to stay down there through Charlotte.
Can't afford it, dude. Shit, I don't even have enough PTO. I don't think for the whole week to cover me when I go. Yeah, I don't have enough PTO, but
taking that
we'll make it
LWAP,
work. Huh?
Taking that LWAP.
We'll take a little bit of an L, yeah. It won't be bad.
I don't know if that's a term you guys use. That's leave without pay for the military, but
yeah. I mean,
but,
that's just basically any day that you don't use PTO.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, let's get into Cup. Man. So I saw people like were mad about like people voting yes on Jeff Gluck's poll, and we're like, oh, people are just saying that because Chase Elliott won, and like a lot of people were saying that. But, like, I felt like I was going to vote yes if fucking Denny won. And I hate Denny, but I was going to vote. Like, it was an entertaining race. Like, I
think that's the thing right there is there's a difference between a good race and a entertaining race, right?
What did you vote on the poll?
I vote yes. I vote yes damn near every week.
Yeah.
If it's the worst fucking race, I'm going to vote yes because I like racing.
Scott, did you think it was a good race?
The back of my eyelids were wonderful.
I mean, I thought maybe like I guess I thought it was a good race. Like if I watch a race and like there's like entertaining racing, I'm like, yeah, it's a good race. And like I was entertained throughout that race. Like I thought that race was a hell of a lot better than Richmond or Martinsville or Coda.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think there's a difference between a good race and an entertaining race. Whereas like this race was entertaining because we had lots of restarts. Not necessarily crashes, but lots of restarts. And restarts are always entertaining. 4 or 5 wide every time. And, you get that really hard racing for 5, 6, 7, 8 laps after a restart. Whereas, I mean, yes, it was still hard as fuck to pass, right? So that's, in my opinion, where, yes, you could say it wasn't a great race or a good race. I mean, but like I said, it was still very entertaining.
I like a race. Like anytime there's drivers like legitimately like losing their ass and stuff, like, and the track is tough, like that's good racing to me because like these are the best drivers in the world, and like they're having a hard time like handling the track conditions and everything. Like that's good. Like that's what this car was designed for. Like the driver said they wanted it to be harder to drive, and I think like a race like this showed that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was definitely exciting. What do you think?
I was just gonna say, when you have cars that are out of control, the only thing I think would have made this race even better is to see tire fall off with a second and a half or more lap times falling off.
Yeah. Then you'd have even more passing.
Then you would have the passing, but then you'd also have the cars getting out of control, kind of like when in the Bristol race when they got down to the cords and the cars. I mean, there were people out there on 15-lap corded tires hanging on for dear life, running 4 or 5 seconds off the pace. Do I think that was safe? Absolutely not. But if they could find a happy medium where the tire would fall off, stay together, and you get that disparity, and then you can put people on different pit cycles, and then you're going to have comers and goers like you used to have at Richmond or you used to have, a few other tracks. That, to me, that's what makes great racing.
I feel like Goodyear's in such a box though, and like I've always been like the tires are too fucking hard. Like I totally agree with you. Like there's a lot of races over the years that I've said that about, and Goodyear's in this box. Like anytime there's tire fall off, I should say almost anytime because like it seemed like it was mainly positive around Bristol, but like anytime there's any tire issues, like the drivers get out of the car and fucking trash Goodyear. So Goodyear's like, fuck it. Like, we'll bring
the only one guy did that, Tony Stewart. But he bashed him so hard that, damn, they didn't even want to come back to the racetrack the next week.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, it's a good transition to it because this week, everybody in the industry sat down. They had a meeting. It was a fucking really good meeting. Apparently, Goodyear was in the room. NASCAR execs were in the room. SMI leaders were in the room, and I'm sure NASCAR track owners were in the room. But apparently, they had to hash out like kind of where everything is, saying they're not going with Arrow anymore. They're going to take bigger risks with Goodyear. Like they're going to, really focus on tires to make the short track package better. So that meeting, I think, this weekend was pretty good.
Remember a couple years ago, though, like when you had it was the first year of next gen, 22, when you had the Bristol playoff race where there were all the tire issues, and then the Texas playoff race where
but you got to think they didn't have any testing on the next gen. They had to play it like super conservative the first couple of years.
But like the response to those races was like, fuck Goodyear, like these tires suck. They like this and that. And it's like, why
I don't think it really was. If you go back to it, it was almost like, yeah, the teams were saying that, but then there was also people in the industry saying, yeah, the teams are running the tire pressures too low because they're looking for grip. You know what I mean? So it was a double-edged sword, and we'd never seen tire problems after that. You know what I mean? And those are two tracks with really high loads. I mean, Bristol is probably the highest load of the year.
Either Bristol or Dover, yeah.
Dover, yeah, is right there. And then Texas is so damn fast. I mean, that's also a wonky track with the PJ1. I mean, it's kind of a lane and a half as it is, mile and a half, So it's
they didn't drop any resin or PJ1 this weekend.
Yeah, but it's already stained in the track.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's only a lane and a half wide.
Yeah.
So that's why
it gets activated.
Which nobody wants to go up there to activate it because you're gonna bust your ass.
Right.
So again, I think it's a double-edged sword, but I think we're working in the right direction. Goodyear's finally listening. I think NASCAR is really listening. I think, and also you can think back to that first year next gen. The setups that we had then versus the setups we have now are like night and day. Not even the car, essentially. So, okay, I think the teams have learned so much. Goodyear's learned so much. Like, we've all just learned over the past 2-3 seasons, and now we know what we need. So, like I said, hopefully going forward, Goodyear says what they're going to do and make softer tires, takes more risk. Because, I mean, even after the Bristol race this year, nobody really bashed Goodyear.
Yeah,
the problem usually when the drivers have is when the tire doesn't give any warning that it's going to fail, and it just fails, and you slam into the wall and bust your head like Dale Jr. That's when drivers are pissed. So if it's just like going to cord and it feels like you're on ice, I think drivers would like that.
A couple years ago at those races, I was referencing, like, you brought that up, and yeah, you're right. And part of the issue then, too, was, like, that's the same time everybody was getting concussions. So, like, Texas guys were blowing tires and backing it into the fence.
And it's just all compounding on each other.
Yeah. Like,
and if you're looking for a scapegoat, obviously, why not blame Goodyear? It's a tire that's blowing out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think we're headed in the right direction. That meeting this weekend seemed to be good from what I've heard in the industry. So
I'm just glad NASCAR finally was like, we're not doing any more air. So, like, because I just, like, look, I would love to have more horsepower, but it's not fucking
They said that this weekend is out of the question.
Yeah, so, like, I hope that doesn't need to be a discussion anymore.
Which it doesn't. You go back to the Bristol race this year, you don't need 1,000 horsepower if you have tire wear.
But, I mean, Kyle Larson got out and was like, oh, fucking, we need horsepower. And I like Kyle Larson, but he got out and was like, we need fucking horsepower. This shit sucks. And, like, this and that. Like,
when was that?
After Bristol this year.
Oh. You couldn't use 1,000 horsepower if you had it.
I probably have an unpopular take on the whole thing. They need to get rid of the shifting.
Well, that's another thing.
Yeah, I agree.
They need to have a short track transaxle and an intermediate transaxle and a super speedway one.
What is he too? Short track and a regular one.
But then you get into the teams bitching about spending more money. So it's like
they're spending more now than they did with the old car.
Yeah.
They've all admitted it.
But then it's like if you get into having a different transaxle at each track, I feel like that starts that whole discussion with the teams again. Like, well,
I mean, another staggering stat I heard this week.
Get rid of the shifting. They're going to have, and you don't have to give them more horsepower. They'll be able to burn the tires off. They don't have to downshift. They're going to have to feather the throttle or stomp on the gas.
We can go in circles all night, but I got a little trivia for y'all. See if y'all can get close to the answer, right? So last year, Joe Gibbs racing. So you go and buy tires from Goodyear, right, for the weekend. Say you get 9 sets, right? $2,400 for a whole set. And if you only use 8 of those, you got to take that set home, or you can put it in inventory, whatever. You know what I mean? But you still own that set. You can't give it back to Goodyear. Goodyear doesn't buy it back. How much money do y'all think Joe Gibbs spent in unraced tires last year?
Well, I've said for a long time they give them too many fucking sets of tires. So, like,
yeah, I mean, just take a guess.
Per team?
As a whole organization. For 4 cars.
Just, okay, 4 cup
$2
cars.
billion.
$2 billion?
No, million.
Oh. You're a little high.
Oh, okay.
Still $1 million. It was $1 million.
I was going to say $1 million to $1.5 million.
$1 million for 4 cars. That's pretty. So, $250,000 per car.
And they changed the tires, like, so it's not like I'm like, I don't know. Was the Texas tire this weekend the same as the Texas tire last year? Or
I'm not sure, but the thing is, you don't want to run. The teams won't run that tire from last year because it's too old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those top teams won't run that old tire. They're just like, we're spending $1 million. Give me a new set.
Yeah.
You know. Whereas they might sell that old set to like a Rick Ware or BJ McLeod, and they'll go run that old set where it doesn't really affect them as much. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting number. Like, y'all are trying to save teams money, but yet you're spending $1 million on tires you didn't even use.
Well, they just give them too many sets of tires. Like, I know I've said that on here a bunch, but like,
yeah, absolutely they do when they don't wear out.
Dalton, what's up, brother? But yeah, I mean they give them too many.
Yeah, brother.
They give them too many sets of tires, and like I've said that for like, whereas Xfinity they give them 3 or 4 sets of tires for a race. Obviously, it's a shorter race, but those Xfinity races turn into like tire conservation a lot, where you're not just like slapping 4 tires on a pit stop like every time, and the Xfinity teams actually need to think about like conserving their tires, and it's like they need to balance these cup races more, where it's like you can't just come and put 4 tires on every pit stop. Like, and I feel like they're trending in the right direction with that, but it's still like when you say like they're spending all this money on used tires, it's like just give them less. Like, give them less and tell them to figure it out. Like, maybe you'll have to put.
Well, certainly if there's no tire wear, you got to give them less. But if they start getting tire wear, I'm fine with having more sets.
Yeah.
Use more sets to a point, unless the races keep going green and there ends up being one less pit cycle.
But I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather see tire strategy play out than fucking somebody go out. I mean, the tire strategy is stay on your left sides for 200 laps at Martinsville. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Scott, while Dalton commented, he's in here. He so you're wrapping the car right now. You used to wrap cars for Brandon Billet. He wraps cars for RCR. He got a job with them this year.
Who?
RCR.
Dalton in here.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he just got the job this year wrapping for RCR.
Is it RCR or is it a third party?
RCR.
I thought you said it was like a third party.
Well, I think RCR owns a wrap company that's on property, but they use all the rolling products or something. I don't know exactly.
Dalton could tell us, but
How about say, yeah,
get the scoop.
I'd love to sit down and talk with him sometime about wrap. How about Wilkesboro over a beer 12?
Dalton be at Wilkesboro?
He lives in North Carolina, so I imagine he would be.
Come on up, drink beer.
Yeah, I mean, he got a house there near RCR, so like won't be too far from Wilkesboro. I imagine he's going to be there. I mean, like I said, still in.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's one of the homies for sure. He'll be down in Dega having the time of his life this week.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, nevertheless, we were talking about all the tires and stuff. But yeah, I mean, whatever it was, like I thought it, for as much like animosity as there's been for Texas like over the years, and like rightfully so, I think this is 2 straight years we've gotten like pretty entertaining racing out of Texas, where it's like Texas used to be like the worst track, and it's the track we dreaded watching races as fans, and like I don't feel that way about Texas anymore. It's not, I'm not gonna say it's like my favorite track or anything, but I'm not like, oh, here we fucking go, we're going to Texas. Like, I'm like, okay, like that's 2, which now we'll see what they end up doing with the reconfigure, but that's like 2 straight I've like thoroughly enjoyed as a fan watching the Texas.
Yeah. Like I
And
said, I
people
was in and out at a cookout, so I mean, I wasn't too invested, but from what I saw, I was entertained. I had some
people
money on 45
gotta
win.
people gotta accept, and there's a segment of fans that I think have a hard time accepting that, like, if the drivers are complaining about it, a lot of the times that's good for the fans. Because, like, what the drivers like is not always what the fans like. And it's, in the old days, like, Bill France would be like, didn't care what the driver said and been like, this is how we're fucking doing it. And people say they want the old days back. So, like, good. Like, if the drivers are unhappy, like, as a fan, like, sorry, go figure it out. Like, I'd rather see a good race than the drivers be happy. It's like old Atlanta versus new Atlanta. I will take new Atlanta any day of the week. I don't care if the drivers like it or not. Like, I like the racing at the new Atlanta. The old Atlanta was not very entertaining as a fan most of the time, I felt like.
Yeah.
Unless you're like me, you love strategy races.
True.
What do you say?
I said unless you're like him and like strategy races.
I mean, I like strategy racing.
There was a few good Atlanta races, but it definitely had lost its lackluster there the last few years.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the last
The
year.
good one I feel like I remember was Kyle Busch winning on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Which sounds terrible right now because, gosh, Labor Day's got to be at Darlington, bro.
Yeah.
It's a sin not to be at Darlington on Labor Day.
I mean, there were some good races there at Atlanta for a few years because there was the one Casey Kane won. That was a really good race. That was on Labor Day, too.
Jimmy versus Jeff.
Yep. And then another good one was 2016. It was the first year they were running the low downforce package. It was like the second race of the year. And it was just a banger race. Like, the package worked perfect. Like, the package was still new at that point, the low downforce one, so the teams hadn't really, like, figured it out. And it just I remember that 2016 spring race, it made for such a good race. But like you said, kind of like lost its luster. And then the drivers were all up in arms when they reconfigured it to a super speedway. But it's like, it's made that track so much more entertaining as a fan. Like, that's a track that was like hurting for attendance and everything. And like, now I feel like that track's just gotten like a second life with that reconfigure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we'll see if that's what they end up doing with Texas. I guess that's going to be a big discussion point that I'll ask you your thoughts on, but they moved Texas earlier in the season to prepare for a reconfigure, at least so they can fix turns 1 and 2. That's why Texas is in April instead of September this year, which it'll probably move back later in the season next year, I imagine. But they're going to do something with Texas. They're going to change stuff. I was expecting.
I don't think they are.
What'd you say?
I don't think they are.
No.
You don't think so?
They moved it from the fall because of football season and deer hunting season. They weren't getting the attendance to the track, and that's your demographic.
Yeah, which it seemed like it was a pretty good crowd this weekend. So if that's the case,
And one date. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
date.
One date helps.
Yeah.
Pocono has been selling out because they now have one date instead of 2 races 8 weeks apart.
And it's also not as hot now. Where it's hotter there in September. So.
And playoffs, you got to complete with all the playoff tracks. Like, Texas was not a good playoff race.
Yeah, but so you don't think they're gonna make any changes there though?
No, I don't see it after this past weekend.
Yeah. No reason to.
I think you would have already had like plans, like
they would have announced.
They would have it. Yeah, they would have something announced. Like, you'd have to start right now to start.
Well, that's what I thought they were going to do going in this because like that's what they did when they were reconfiguring it Atlanta. They announced it at the start of that race weekend. So like, there's been all the speculation about what they're going to do to Texas, and I was kind of half expecting the same thing this weekend for them to make an announcement about that. But I guess they're still working through what they're going to do. Like, there's been a lot of rumors and speculation about them making it another Atlanta, which I personally wouldn't be opposed to because super speedway racing is my favorite style of racing. Like, as I love watching super speedway racing, so I will not complain about too many super speedways, but I don't know how you guys would feel if that's what they did with Texas.
I mean, you just talked about it for 5 minutes. It was a good race, so why change it?
Because I thought it was a good race, but I think super speedway racing's better.
I just don't think we
We
need
don't
more.
we don't need another plate track.
6 is plenty.
Yeah. I guess I'm in the minority there. I'll accept that, but like, it's my favorite style of racing. So if that's
Yeah, again, you're just like ripping off what you already did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just which SMI is known for. I mean, look at Texas, Atlanta, and Charlotte. Like, they're all identical. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean that was the cookie cutter era, which NASCAR did. I guess it was ISC then, but they did the same thing with Chicagoland and Kansas and like those tracks. It was like the same kind of idea.
Yeah. No, like I said, I think you leave it until you have like hard evidence of what you want to do on iRacing. I mean, I think they have been working on iRacing, trying to come up with what they want to do, but nothing announced. I think it's just a little too far fetched to have something ready in place for next year.
Everybody's at least saying, like I heard Jordan Bianchi say, like they're gonna fix 1 and 2. That's like the minimum of what they're gonna do. Like whatever's exactly is wrong with 1 and 2, it's like screwed up. They're gonna try to at least like fix 1 and 2 there. I've heard a lot of people saying that. I don't know what that would encompass, but
I mean, I don't know.
Like that's what everybody says is like.
Put it up, IndyCar won't even go there now.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
He said IndyCar doesn't even go there anymore because they messed up the track.
Yeah, but that's what everybody says is they screwed up turns 1 and 2. Like, I guess I'm not like knowledgeable enough to know like exactly what's wrong with turns 1 and 2 there. But like that's what a lot of the discussion has been around is turns 1 and 2. And yeah, like when they stay in the track, like I know that was a big issue too.
Yeah, the PJ1's just into the track, so I think if they could get something to get the PJ1 off the track, eat away at that, and get that second groove. Yeah, get that second groove going. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the track.
Well, Scott on
lane and a half.
Like maybe he'll. How the fuck did like every other track that they use PJ1 at is fine, and then like why did it stain Texas so bad versus other tracks?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Because the asphalt was worn out when they applied it, and it's down.
Nah, it was brand new.
Was it?
Yeah, because they did the reconfiguration.
Oh, that's right.
After, remember Harvick wrecked in the rain, and then they were there till like Thursday.
Yeah.
So that's when they reconfigured it.
Was that night? That was like 2000.
No.
I mean 2020.
Probably 2019. Probably 19.
Yeah.
2020 was when Harvick
race
and got knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah. What year was that?
2020.
That was a COVID year?
Yeah, that was the year Harvick won like 9 races and got knocked out in the round.
Nah, this was before COVID.
Oh, okay.
This is when they raced on like Wednesday or Thursday. When he wrecked in the fence.
That was 2020.
I don't think it was.
No.
Yeah, because 2020 is when they raced on Wednesday, because that's the one Kyle won in the zombie car.
Where there was fans there for that race.
Well, there would have been, because that was the fall race. There probably would have been at Texas by the time.
I don't know. We still didn't have a lot of fans at the end of 2020.
It was limited capacity.
Probably at Texas you did.
Yeah.
You even had 1,000 people at Martinsville, I think, in 2020. No, they didn't even go in 2020. I don't think. I don't know.
No, because they had 1,000 people at Martinsville because
in the fall
we got our tickets canceled.
Yes.
Yeah.
That race.
You were probably working it.
Yeah, I had sponsors.
Yeah.
Because that was the year Brandon made the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. 2020. It sounds right now. You're right. It's zombie car, the gray zombie car. You're right.
Yeah.
Kyle's going to win that year. I remember that now.
He kept the streak alive.
Yes. But like I said, I don't think you do anything. If you can get something to just get that PJ1 out of there and hopefully get it to more than a lane and a half, I think it's better racing. But yeah, I mean, again, if you do reconfigure 1 and 2, that's fine too. But I don't know what you do. The footprint is kind of what it is, so it's like your options are limited. It seems like.
So we'll but yeah, we can move past that and get into the race itself more. But so we had Larson like probably had the best car on the property there. Had that wheel come off, took him out of contention. So Man, of all the races Kyle Larson has won the last few years since he went to Hendrick, like how many races have they just like either him or the team just given away? Like like he could literally like double the win total he has now. It just feels like every week they have the fastest car and they either win or do something stupid to give it away.
Yeah.
And this was another example of that. Like another race he probably should have won and they gave away. Like I said, he's won a lot of races, but damn, just given a lot of way in general. So speaking of giving races away, then you had Reddick. He had a great car too. This is where you'll need to help me because, like I said, I was driving, watching it. It's like, what happened to Reddick? Like, how did he end up shuffled back?
So, from what I understand, it was a green flag pit stop, and they like hung a right rear or something, was slow on the right side, and Denny Hamlin beat them, and so I think that put him second on that restart. And then that's when Chase just jumped everybody.
Yeah.
Chase dove to the inside into one. And Denny was being conservative. And just that's when Denny wrecked, I think, was like the lap or two later. So
what a fucking move by Chase, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. When it happened, I was like, damn it, there goes my fucking Reddick pick.
There's been a lot of I guess a lot of discussion if like Chase Elliott has kind of like lost it the last, and rightfully so. Like he hasn't been winning, he hasn't really been running well. But like this was the race, like he showed like I'm still a fucking champion. Like I can still do this, and it's like that race had to be because like confidence is a real thing, and that had to be just so big for his confidence to like show to himself that like he can still fucking do this. And I mean, you imagine that's going to be huge for him now going forward, that he won a race like this, that he made a move like that to win it. He didn't just stumble into this win. Like he made an aggressive move and pulled it off on a tough track to win it. And it's like, just that's what made it such a satisfying win for Chase, is that like this was the race. It feels like he's back now to make a move like that, to win it, to get it done, to win, survive those late restarts, survive Ross Chastain. Like with credit to him, he did not Chastain that one. He actually got wrecked. He got Chastained, if you would. But yeah, for him to survive those late restarts, it was like just an awesome like drive by Chase to get that done. And like as a fan of his, I was so happy to see it. I haven't been happy like that watching a race in a long time. It was definitely enjoyable.
Yeah, heck of a drive.
I heard that, by the way.
What do you say?
Throwing M&Ms at Bristol.
It wasn't too long ago.
But no, man, it was just like I was just happy for him, man. He's had a rough go of it, and like he needed a race like this bad. Like I don't think there's anybody.
He's been running good. It's not like he's been off the face of the earth. And he's scored like the 6th most points last year in all the races he ran. And this year, I mean, his finishes have been decent. They haven't gotten the win, but they've been decent. I thought the stat that was wild is he had never had a top 5 on a mile and a half.
In the next gen.
Yeah.
Like ever? Or in the next gen?
In the next gen.
Oh, I didn't know
Still,
that.
it's like, goddamn.
Yeah,
So that's what's more impressive to me is finally getting that monkey off his back, and getting a win at a mile and a half. So, I mean, obviously he won at Nashville 2 years ago. That's a 1.2 mile track, so it doesn't really count, I guess. I don't think they count that.
Are they not counting Atlanta because he won Atlanta?
Yeah, but that's a super speedway style. Like they don't count that either.
Okay.
True mile and a half.
Yeah.
He's never had a top 5 in next gen.
Which really isn't that many anymore. It's just Kansas, Charlotte, Texas.
I mean, there's still plenty. For a championship driver to not have a top 5, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, that move was awesome. And then I was poking my fun at Denny wrecking. And obviously, like, yeah, I don't like Denny. I was happy to see that Chase kind of outdrove him there. But in all seriousness, like, I know I said in the group chat like Denny was trying to wreck him. I was just talking shit. Like I know that's not what happened. It seemed to me a lot similar to like the Kyle Larson Bubba Wallace incident at Texas last year, where Larson just lost it on the outside of Bubba and wrecked. And this kind of felt similar to that. That it's just a tough track to like hold it on the outside like that. And Denny was obviously
There's a huge bump in turn 3 and 4. I mean, we saw it all day. That's where people were wrecking on the outside. If you hit that bump wrong, it's just gonna land on the bump stops, and you're gonna be spinning and wrecking out of control. So, I mean, that's what it is. Which goes back to our episode last week of SMI does this piss poor job of repaves when they reconfigured it.
I was just saying real quick, that's the same spot where Larson lost it outside of Bubba last year, right?
No, that was in turn 1.
That was
more of an arrow sucking around. Like this was Denny got on the bump and it bottomed out the car and he busted his ass.
Which, to Denny's credit, I haven't listened to his podcast, but I was fully expecting him to get out of the car and be bitching about the track and SMI and everything, and I didn't hear him say anything like that. So
no, I mean he kind of said he did it to himself. I mean he
owned up to it.
Yeah, he said looking back, he wishes he would have just let it go and finished second. That would have kept him in the probably would have given him the championship lead, regular season championship lead as of right now. But yeah, instead I mean, but again, I like a driver that's going to go for it. You know what I mean? I don't want a driver that's just like, second today. When, yeah, you kind of do need to do that. But Denny's got, 2 wins in the bank now? So,
yeah.
Full send, I mean, I get it. Those 5 extra bonus points are huge. So, I'm with it.
I'm not, yeah. And I'll say as somebody who vocally does not like Denny, I respect that. He went for the win.
I mean, Denny was saying in his pod that he was conservative all day, and that was like the most aggressive he got right there on that last restart. Which at that point, whoever gets the lead there off of 4, whoever gets in front of each other, that's the race. It's over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you got to do everything you can do, hold it wide open if you can, and again, it's going to go around on you if circumstances aren't perfect. So, yeah, I mean, I was not surprised by anything there. I mean, like I said, I knew that he didn't try to wreck him or anything. It was just the hardest of racing. I mean, you're racing for a win. You're racing for a playoff spot if you're Chase. First win in a year and a half, it seems like. So, yeah, just a lot of line. Both guys going for it.
On those late restarts, though, like after Denny wrecked the overtime ones, were you not fully expecting Ross to pull some Ross shit there and fuck it up somehow?
Ross got Ross.
Yeah, Ross. Well, he did it to himself.
Yeah.
He came down the track and chopped his nose.
Yeah.
And Willie B had none of it.
I didn't see the replay of it, but
there's a view of the in-car cameras that's really good that I thought was the best replay of it because Willie B's like holding his line and Chastain comes down to arrow block and it's just it's too late. Yeah. Willie B's not checking up because it's the white flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and things happen so fast, he just hit the back of him and around he went. So, yeah, Ross did it to himself there. But no, I mean, yes, you have that thought. That thought crosses your mind. It's like, is Ross going to Ross right here, or has he learned his lesson? And, I mean, right there, I think he's matured a little bit, grown up a little bit, and raced a lot smarter this weekend.
I really think after Darlington last year and the whole Hendrick discussion, like Rick talking to him and whatever, like the discussion, whether it took place or not, that everybody's kind of like speculated about since then, like it feels like that did a lot of good for Ross. It feels like ever since that incident, like he's still aggressive, but he's just smart and doesn't get himself in trouble as much.
He's definitely been more calculated.
Yeah, like I think that race was like good for him. Like it feels like that's the race where like things really started to flip for him.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, you got to have that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're always going to have that moment as a driver. I mean, like I said, we just talked about Sam there, kind of the same way. I mean, he wasn't tearing up a lot of equipment, but, you know, there's a light switch finally goes off and it clicks.
Yeah, but ring the fucking side. I'm happy to see Chase back in victory lane. Happy to see Hooters back in victory lane. That was pretty cool. And Chase was like pretty emotional talking about like Hooters and Alan Kowicki and everything after the race and did the Polish victory lap. I thought that was cool. Like that meant a lot to him to like win in the Hooters colors for Alan Wicki. And like, yeah, Hooters has been with him for a long time. That was his first win in the Hooters colors, and that was obviously really special to him. I thought that was pretty like Chase has these moments for as much as like people talk about he has no personality and whatever. Like he does have these moments where like he shows he's human, and him talking about that I thought was pretty fun just to hear him like talk about how like Alan Kawicki beat his dad at Texas, like driving the Hooters car and this, that, and the other. And yeah, it meant a lot to him. And I thought it was cool to just kind of like see under the beast, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hooters back in Victory Lane. Was that the first? So that's the first time Hooters has been in Victory Lane since Kawicki, because I don't think they were a sponsor at all until back with Chase. And
Nah, they sponsored a few guys.
But they were mostly back ones.
Yeah, but they were like shitty cars.
yeah. Yeah, so definitely I was happy, man. Ring the siren. Good for Chase. I was very happy to see it for sure. But you got anything else on Sunday on that race? Yeah, overall, like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was the best race of all time, race of the year or anything, but like I said, I thought it was a hell of a lot better than Phoenix or Coda or Richmond or Martinsville. Like, it was a lot more entertaining than those races, I think. Entertaining / good, whatever you want to call it. Like,
I was definitely entertaining with the restarts. Yeah, I mean, again, I was in and out of it, so I don't really have many stories. I feel like there wasn't a lot of storylines come out of the race, honestly. So,
yeah.
Nah, I mean, it was all right.
Hell yeah. Well, it's fucking Dega weekend. I couldn't be more excited. It's my favorite track, favorite place to go to. We got my buddy Dakota. I signed him up, and he got picked for the mullet contest with Josh Williams. I don't know if you saw them advertising that, but so yeah, they're doing a mullet contest with like 10 people, and like Josh Williams is the judge. And when I saw it, I texted Dakota. I was like, I'm signing you up for this shit. And I signed him up like 15 minutes later. He was like, dude, Talladega just called me. They come in. Like,
Nice.
so I was like, fuck yeah. So that'll be awesome. The concert's going to suck on Saturday night. Sucks they kind of fucked up that. But usually look forward to that. But, I mean, we'll see Tim Duggar at least. That's not going to suck. But not too keen on seeing Walker Hayes. That was kind of a letdown.
That the Applebee's guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. We might go to the dirt track on Saturday night instead. I guess that'll be a game time decision.
That's probably the better idea. What?
What time's Duggar play?
Duggar's on Friday?
No, he's the opener for Walker Hayes.
Oh.
I might just go see Duggar and then go over to the dirt track for the rest of it.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
A long.
But it's so goddamn far.
Yeah. It's like you got to pick one.
Dirt track.
I don't know where the dirt track is.
Like off of turn 3.
And the tunnel's in 1 and 2.
No, the tunnel's in 4.
Oof.
And you gotta cross the highway, and then it's at the end of the campground.
Oof.
It's a hike.
So you got to pick like one or the other. It's
Sounds like a ride or a joyride. They still them joyride golf carts down there.
They do. They do. You got
That might move.
That's your move right there, bro.
the problem is like it's hard to get them like because like when the boulevard is like packed. So like while that concert is going on, there's not a lot of golf carts now because it's like so packed. It's hard for them to get out.
Travis, I'll call you off air and give you a tip on that.
Okay, yeah, let me know. I'm all the tips.
Podcast that out to the world.
Oh fuck. I just okay. I'm glad nobody knows what I just said. We'll move on from that. But Shane Van Gisbergen is gonna go on the boulevard and film like a documentary or something talking about a few weeks ago. So that should be pretty funny to look up for in a few weeks because he's gonna see some shit down there. He's new to NASCAR. I think it'll be pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Where's that at?
He's just gonna be like they're just gonna be following him around the.
Yeah, but like, where's the documentary? At YouTube or something?
Yeah, they're gonna upload it on YouTube. I'm sure, or Twitter or wherever. But yeah, he said like the track house people are like he's just on the boulevard and they're documenting his boulevard.
Hell yeah.
He actually really.
Right.
I wonder if Noah's still going to be down there. I don't know if Noah is are his animal days over, or is he still going to be down there? Hell,
Sure, he'll still be down there.
hell, I hope he's always down there raising hell, dude. Like it's literally what like wrote me into being a fan of his again. Like seeing him down there on the boulevard, and he's just like one of the fucking people. Like he just chilling down there. I literally got a fucking last year. I'll get the fucking prop quick.
Breaking news.
Last year, and I was trying to get the Wendy's hat and trade him my fucking Nationals hat for it because he did like my Nationals hat. He said it, and he was like, "It's my only Wendy's hat. I need it for the race tomorrow." But he's like, "Here, give me that. I'll sign it for you." So I got the cherry blossom hat, Noah's autograph on it.
Interesting. Breaking news here. 3Chi will sponsor Kyle Busch only one race this year. Season finale at Phoenix.
I saw that. They said it was which you might know more about this, something about like them cracking down on like the cannabis laws and everything.
Yeah, I mean they've done it in Virginia. And so yeah, I mean I'm not surprised. It was basically a loophole for years. What?
Is it harder for you to get the shit now or?
No, I mean I have a medical card, so
because like down here, I don't know if it's the same in Virginia. Like every gas station has like the THC and the weed vapes and like
yeah,
they're in like every
all
gas
state. It's all per state laws. Like Virginia just outlawed it like a year or so ago, and so I said like more states are catching on to it.
Do they still have the shops or is it like outlawed completely?
No, I mean you can still have like head shops or tobacco shops, but
You can't just like sell them.
you get caught selling Delta 8, that's against the law.
Oh shit! So they outlawed Delta completely, like
huh?
So they outlawed Delta 8 completely.
Yes, in Virginia. Okay. Yes.
Gotcha. I didn't know if it's like
that's why 3Chi is not on the car except for that one race.
Yeah, I guess
Phoenix or Arizona, the weed laws it's recreational there, so that's probably why.
The perfect race for it.
Yep.
I still have not found Zone nicotine pouches, by the way.
Weren't they on the car this weekend?
Yeah. So Mark, Mark Lone, he found them at like a sheet somewhere. I don't know exactly where, and he sent them to me. So like ever since he sent them to me, I've like really been on the lookout for them, but I haven't yet to see them anywhere.
That's the guy from Flow?
No, Mark, our buddy.
Mo's buddy.
Yeah.
I got you.
But yeah, he found them at a gas station up there in Virginia. So maybe you can find them. You'll have to let me know if you do.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Zone nicotine, like the Zins, but it's Kyle Busch sponsored.
Yeah, I haven't seen those anywhere.
So, hell yeah! What else you got? Anything else?
Not anything from Texas or nothing more for Talladega other than just excited for the race. I know the high limits and outlaws were up this weekend. I don't know if you have those results, if you want to run through them real quick. But
yeah, I mean, I watched last night's for a little bit, fell asleep. Give me 1 second here.
I know they were Peevely over the weekend with the Outlaws, and Donnie won. So I didn't get to see the race, but was happy to see Donnie won. And I'm sure it was a good race. Peevely usually is. That's one of the better tracks. So I'm happy to see Donnie get a win. Man, it's going to be interesting with the Outlaws this year. It's to see who. I mean, obviously Gravel's the favorite, but it's like it's pretty fun that Brad just doesn't have that series on Stranglehold anymore. Like we're gonna get a champion we haven't seen in a while, and it's gonna be fun to watch and see who emerges there.
Right. So shoot. Let's see. Dang it.
I didn't even see. I wish I had something to add. I didn't even see who won the high limits races.
I'm looking them up here. Yeah, I know Corey Day went back-to-back on Sunday and yesterday.
Oh, okay. Outlaws got rained out one night, right?
Yeah. And then Anthony Macri beat Tyler Courtney in Texas. So
I did see that one. Yep, I did see that one.
So that's the one I was looking for here. Going back to Saturday at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track, you had Anthony Macri with the win, Tyler Courtney second, Brad Sweet third, Jacob Allen, another good run for him, finishing fourth, and James McFadden rounding out the top five. Glad to see him back stateside. Yeah, excited to see him back in the car.
Why is he just now getting stateside? Did they give did something happen or?
I think he had a kid.
Oh, okay.
And so they're just hanging over there. Not sure exactly.
Is he running the rest of the season with them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then Sunday at RPM Speedway, you had Corey Day picking up the win, kind of picking up where he left off last year. We know he was making a name for himself there. Now that the high limits is kind of getting rolling. But yeah, Corey Day picking up the win. Kerry Madsen finishing second. Jacob Allen, another good run, finishing third. Anthony Macri fourth, and Brad Sweet rounding out the top five. And then last night at Red Dirt Speedway, that was the first race of the midweek money series. That was in Oklahoma. You had Corey Day picking up the win once again. Tyler Courtney, they had a heck of a battle for that position, the top spot. Tyler Courtney second, Brent Marks third, Parker Price Miller fourth, and Justin Peck rounding out the top five last night.
Hell yeah. And you got the Outlaws one too? Or...
Yeah, give me a second here.
All right. I know Donnie won. I know that part at least.
Was that on Saturday?
Yeah.
It was, right?
Out Friday.
Huh?
I believe out Friday.
Shit.
Derek, give me that Michael Jackson look. Sure.
No, I think you're thinking of last weekend.
Did they race?
It was April 14th at I-55.
So they raced both nights this week?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know who won.
No, it looks like maybe they did get rained out. I don't know. Hang on a second. Not prepared here.
Giving you more time to think about those Talladega picks.
Yeah.
I got mine.
Yeah, they raced Friday and Saturday this week.
Okay.
All right, so Friday night, both at I-55 Peevely. David Gravel picking up the win. Buddy Kofoid finishing second. Carson Macedo finishing third. The North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog finishing fourth. And Hot Sauce Giovanni Selzy rounding out the top five. That was for Friday's event. And then Saturday, you were correct. Donnie Schatz picking up the win. Carson Macedo finishing second. Buddy Kofoid third. David Gravel fourth. And Bill Baylog fifth. And they are back this weekend, Friday, Saturday show at Paducah International Raceway. Paducah, Kentucky. I don't know how to say it, but
If it's in Kentucky, it's Paducah.
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 Yeah, Paducah.
Paducah, Kentucky.
Sounds like a new track regardless, because I've never heard of that.
And then Saturday they are at Tri-State Speedway in Hobostead, Indiana.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned for those. We'll have the results next week. I don't think the high limits are racing this weekend. I think their next race is.
I'm surprised.
They are. They're racing this weekend as well. Friday, Saturday. Yep, they're at Southern Oklahoma Speedway on Friday, and then Salina High Bank Speedway on Saturday. And they are also back on Tuesday at Riverside International Speedway for the midweek money race too.
I can't believe Larson didn't try to get them at Talladega this weekend, like with his NASCAR ties and everything.
Yeah.
Like I figured that'd be right up his alley. Maybe he did and it didn't work out or something, but I figured with Larson kind of running that series that would be perfect for him to get them to Talladega this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe it was already booked up. Hard to say what happened.
Yeah.
Hard to get schedules lined up.
Yep. All right, well, you ready to pick Dega? Dega's fun to make picks for because
pick bingo ball. What's your favorite number?
I got my cup pick though. I've been thinking about this one and like I got one.
All right, well, lead us off with Xfinity.
All right. Scott, you picking too?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Thanks for keeping it fun. Well, fuck. You know what? We fucking alluded to it earlier. I'll roll with it. Who cares? We're just picking some numbers and we'll see what happens. But Ryan Sieg,
all right,
a good speedway racer, and he had a close one last week, and this might be the perfect opportunity for him to. The only problem is there's not a lot of Fords there in Xfinity, so finding the help might be tougher for those guys. But yeah, I'll go with Ryan Sieg.
All right, it's plus 3,000. I
don't know if it's who you're going to pick, by the way, but if I'll just say I don't think you're going to pick him. What are the odds on Jeb last year? And they have
2,500.
I'd sprinkle some change on that. He won here last year. They have not had a good year this year, and I think he's going to be balls to the walls on Saturday trying to win that one.
You know what? We say it every time there's one in the race. Can't not pick Earnhardt, right? Give me old Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Who's he driving?
8,000. I don't know. I don't care who he's driving for. He could be driving a lawnmower. His last name's Earnhardt. He's going to win.
They need to get him in that 3 one more time from a couple years ago.
Absolutely. That was sick.
With Larry Mack on the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so long ball there for me. Moving on.
Give me Jesse Love.
The Love Machine.
The Love Machine.
The Love.
I'm about him plus 1,200 for the Love Machine.
Remember, he dominated Daytona.
Yeah, and Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. Give me Jesse Love.
Speaking of which, we're at a super speedway.
I'm going to be betting Austin Hill.
What are the odds?
Plus 400.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, I'm going to lock it in.
He's never won Dega, though. As good as he is, he's never won Dega. But I'm still the odds are in your favor if you take him.
Yeah. All right, on the cup.
All right. Yeah, you got first.
Mm.
I'm cutting this show off if you take mine because I've had this planned out.
You've had it planned out, huh?
Yeah. I've actually thought about like who I'm gonna pick for this one, and I think I got a good one that might actually do it.
Screw it, go for it. So I don't take.
I'll go first then, because I'm not just saying this for like the fun. Like I think this is a legitimate possibility. Great super speedway racer. We know these races play into Ford's hands a lot. He's challenged for wins here in Cup as recent as last year. He's gotten it done in Xfinity. It might be the biggest party in Talladega history because Noah Gragson is going to get his first career Cup win in the 10 car. I think this race, like, he's been so good on the super speedways in the fucking 62 in Colleague with Legacy last year. He's always done a good job and stayed up there in these races. Same with Xfinity days. Now he's in a Ford, in a legit SHR car. I really think he's going to be a contender for this one, and I'm taking him, and it is going to be a fucking party if he gets it done there in Dega and gets his first win.
Hell yeah. Plus 4,500.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go kind of the same route. Give me Corey LaJoie.
Holy
His first career win.
Super shoe.
Old hot shoe.
yeah, he needs some good runs, man, because like I said, he's gonna have some pressure on him this
Good
year.
super speedway racer usually seems to find his way there at the end. So
As long as he can stay out of the muck.
yeah, I mean, even for top 10, let's do long shot top 10s.
Yeah, I imagine the odds aren't going to be too great on a lot of them, but
Nah,
um,
books definitely have it covered this week.
what's Ty Gilliland looking like?
Plus 180.
Yeah, that's not long enough. Probably, I'll think of something else while you're looking.
Goes 180 to 225 on Priest. So yeah, we'll cut it at 180. Can't take 180.
I'll think if there's any longer. So you said Priest is yours?
No, I'm saying that's where the line is. It goes from 180 to 225.
Oh, okay.
From Todd Gilliland to Ryan Priest.
I do like that 180 for Gilliland though. It's not like I guess a long
Yeah,
shot.
I don't hate it. I mean, like I said, it's not this. It's different odds this week. It's not a bad play. Getting plus money for Gilly. But I'm gonna give mine. I'm gonna go Carson Hocevar plus 250 and secondary pick. Although I might fuck you here. Give me Justin Haley 275.
That's not who I was gonna take, so you're good. I'm still thinking through mine. By the way, Cody Ware back in the field this week. How that goes. I guess we'll leave that at that. You can make your jokes as you wish.
As Scott just did.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
He said, "You said."
No, let's just leave that one alone.
All right.
We don't need that out in the universe.
Top 10. Who you got?
All right. He's one of my guys. He hasn't had a great year so far this year. Kind of has been non-existent, but we've seen Colleague have some speed at these tracks before. Give me Daniel Hemrick.
I thought that's where you're going with your win pick earlier.
No, I wish. I don't have the balls to do that. But
Daniel Hemrick plus 350 for the top 10.
To do that?
Plus 8,000.
Not hateful.
God, give us a winner at least. Who's taking it?
10,000 actually.
Okay, 10,000.
You can't pick Kevin Harvick.
Well, he's got a good shot as any of these guys do.
This is true.
Fair enough.
You know,
Maybe even better chance than some of these guys.
well, this is true.
He's got a better chance than Cody Ware.
You know, it's I saw something today, and I don't know if it's 100% true about them throwing your boy Kyle into the 3-car for the All-Star race and putting Dylan into 8.
You got.
I got. Was that a good April Fool's joke then?
I don't think it was April Fool's, but this is something a picture that was floating around.
Yeah, I just happened to scroll through it, but on that note, give me Austin Dillon to win.
Ah, fuck. I thought you were going to take Kyle. I was like, we needed the vibes.
Plus 3,000.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to take Kyle, man. I was like, fuck. The back-to-back vibes.
That would have been nice.
It would be. But I think if Dillon can keep his nose out of trouble, I think he'll be up there. You know, that RCR power at the plate tracks is always stout. And
right there.
As a secondary pick, give me old Darrell Wallace Jr.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, found the air filter. Good.
And hopefully I can make it through spring Dega weekend with everything I showed up to the track with this year.
That'd be nice.
Fingers crossed. We'll see how that goes.
All right. I'm about done with this.
Hell yeah. Y'all do what
Got
you
to
got.
finish driving race cars.
Yeah,
Get that hot rod ready for the weekend.
Done with this one.
Definitely ready for the weekend.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys. Hell yeah, you guys keep working hard there and hope to see you guys in Victory Lane this weekend. I'll be pulling for you from afar. But hell yeah, it's a fun show. It's great talking.
Yes, sir. Later.
See ya.